Hi everyone, my name is Sidney and today we're going to be talking about the final book in the Mortal Instruments series, City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. And I know it's been years, but I finally read it. Finally. So, well done Sid. Well done, Sid. So this is the last book in the Mortal Instruments series and it was one of my favorites. I'm just so grateful that I finally made it here. Cassandra Clare is one of my top favorite authors. I just absolutely love her. I love her stories, her characters, the world that she has created. She's just amazing. Her books make me so happy because I get to teleport out of reality somewhere else that feels more real to me than reality, and I just love it. I couldn't recommend her books enough, and if you love fantasy, if you love escapism, you should read them. You really should. If you haven't read this series, we are basically following Clare. We are in this world of shadow hunters, fairies, werewolves, warlocks, the lot, and it's really epic. I really recommend before diving into this final book, you should read the Infernal Devices series because there are characters that get interwoven into this book. Highly recommend. You will be very happy that you did it that way. But yeah, this series is amazing and this book for me was a 10 out of 10. I thought it was a perfect way to finish a series. For me, this was the best one, along with City of Glass. So yeah, you need to read it if you haven't. It's so much fun. I love Magnus, I love Simon. They're my two favorite characters. They are the best. And if you want to talk to me about them, let's talk. Love them, love them. Love them. Okay, in saying that, I think it's time to go into the spoilery section because there's lots to talk about and I just really cannot believe that we're here right now. So if you have not read this book, please go read it, come back and we can talk. And for those of you who have read it, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Okay, so where do I even begin? I can't believe that we're here. I can't believe that I finally finished this book series that has been one of my favorites for such a long time. I guess I can start with Emma Carsters and Julian Blackthorne. They are two characters that we get introduced to. We haven't met them before, here they are, and they are super young. They're like 12 years old. I kept picturing them as being older because Emma, she's got a bit of sass to her, but I really like them. I'm excited that we're going to get so much more of them in the next series, the Dark Artifices series. I cannot wait to learn more about these two characters. So right at the beginning we meet Julian's entire family, which is a really big family. He's got heaps of brothers and sisters, but they all sound really interesting. Mark and Helen, they both contain fairy blood. Mark ends up being a part of the Wild Hunt, which is super cool that he is a part of the Gatherers of the Dead. I'm also very excited to learn more about them. At the end of this book, Helen gets taken away to admit to everyone that she is good. I thought that was a little bit of an overstretch, but that will be interesting to follow as well. Hopefully she doesn't rebel and she stays as a good character. We also find out that Emma's parents were murdered. In the next series, we're going to find out more about that because Emma wants to avenge her parents, and that is very clear. She says to Julian she wants to be his Parabate. I don't know how you say it, I'm probably saying it wrong. And basically she's saying that so she can stay in Los Angeles with Julian. But she also wants to avenge her parents. But then she also feels this certain way for Julian, and apparently they're not allowed to fall in love. But I wonder, I feel like all rules will just disintegrate for these two. They're going to be able to find their way with each other. I have a feeling, and I hope that happens because they've loved each other and known each other since they were young, and they do this whole little cute thing where they write on each other's hand or back or wherever it is, and they're spelling out different words that the other understands. And I really love how we have brother Zachariah, who is Jem. There is a connection between him and Emma, which I also think is going to unfold in the next series, but I really love how he talked to her. We have the werewolves, we have Maya, and Jordan was one of the first to die. It was pretty wild that Sebastian just murdered all of these werewolves to make a point and to deliver a message through Maya to pass on to everyone else. That was insane. Something that was absolutely epic was Maureen. The way she died. Maya went out to seek an alliance with Maureen. and they both ended up agreeing with it. Maya asked for a blood bond. Maya had beforehand injected herself with holy water, so when Maureen had bit her for the whole blood bond ceremonial thing, she just burst up into ashes, and it was just the biggest moment. So funny. I loved that. I loved that. Bye bye, Maureen. You were so annoying. Bye bye. Stop trying to steal our man. Stop trying to steal Simon away from me. So Sebastian. Sebastian is so fucked up. I don't really want to even go there. I hated reading the pages where he is expressing that he loves Clare, and it's just so disgusting. He wants to rule with his sister by his side, the one he loves. We also got some fairy action in this book. And speaking of Sebastian, I can't believe that he got with the Sealy Queen. And last night I was watching Christine Riccio's book tour because I absolutely love her. She's my top favorite booktuber and I love her opinions. She had such a good point that what if this fairy queen is pregnant with Sebastian's child? Because if she is, fuck, we are all screwed, and this is going to come up again in the Dark Artifices series, and if this is a thing, I'm kind of really excited about it. Will that baby be half fairy, half Shadowhunter demon? Is that what's going to happen here? I didn't even think of that, so I'm intrigued to see if that's going to happen. We start off this book with the Infernal Cup, and Sebastian is using this Infernal Cup on different Shadowhunters, turning them into Endarkened. They end up wearing red and they become evil on his side. I really felt for Luke the fact that his sister Amatis, she became an Endarkened. The Silent Brothers were trying to look for a cure. I'm pretty sure Tessa as well was trying to look for a cure to help switch them back into their normal selves. But there is no cure. There was nothing that could help. It was very heartbreaking to read that for Luke, that his sister cannot be changed. They end up seeing the Infernal Cup and throwing it into the runes created on the floor by Sebastian, destroying all the Endarkened, saving the world. One of the biggest things that happened in this story was you have this dinner hosted by the fairies. You have Magnus there, Jocelyn, Luke. Everyone's enjoying it, drinking their wine. Next minute, they're all falling asleep. They wake up and they're in this demon realm, Eden. And Magnus is starting to feel really sick because his father is one of the big demons, Asmodeus, one of the 9 princes of hell. Super cool, but fuck that guy. I cannot believe the ending of this book with him. It's as if he's sucking out his energy, which is just awful. And awful to read about because Magnus is one of my favorite characters. If you didn't know this, you should know this by now. In saying that, I'm really excited to read the Bane Chronicles. Probably going to get even more information about his dad and his upbringing, his lovers, this world, which is going to be really fun. Magnus and Alec, they ended up getting together at the end of this book. After being very off and on, they finally got back together. You see Magnus giving him a book of his life. Then you have Clary, who was given the Shadowhunter's Codex from Tessa. I love how Cassandra Clare has just interwoven her other books into the end of this book. It just makes it so much fun that you feel like this story is ending, but it's not, because she's opened up this world and you have so many other avenues to reach out for with these other books. It's really fun reading a book series because you have all these theories in your mind, and one of my theories was I thought this whole war was going to happen at Luke and Jocelyn's wedding, but it didn't. Instead, we got a beautiful ending that happened at their wedding. But one of my favorite things about this book was the fact that we got more of Jem. Jem was really in this story, and he broke away from being a silent brother. He ended up finding Tessa. They fell back in love with each other. They could finally be with each other. You have this final scene where we're at Jocelyn and Luke's wedding, and Tessa is there with Jem, and they're just very much in love. It was just such a beautiful little throwback. Thinking about Will Herondale, how I am truly Will Herondale trash, and how Jace is now going to claim the title of being a Herondale, which means when he marries Clare, Clary, she's also going to be a Herondale. I loved that. But then it also makes you think about how Tessa, lucky girl, got to be with both Will, and now she gets to finally be with Jem. This whole heavenly fire thing, I love how Jace is filled with it. And Clary needs to watch out. She needs to watch how she kisses him and touches him and whatnot. We get a really beautiful scene with them in the water. Clary, she can create rooms that have never existed before, is just badass. Diana Rayburn, I love how Clary ended up in her weapons shop and she ended up giving Clary the Morgenstern sword. It's like the twin sword to the one that Sebastian has. Morgenstern means the morning star, the light bringer, the herald of dawn, which it literally was. It was crazy because this heavenly fire, it burned Sebastian. It ended up burning brother Zachariah, Jem, but that's how he was free from being a silent brother, and the heavenly fire was what brought everything back to peace and harmony. I love that Clary was able to harness the heavenly fire and put it within her sword, which she then uses on Sebastian in the darkest way possible. I hated for Clary that she had to kiss him again, and just the way that she kissed him and then stabbed him. Thank God the plan worked. Oh, it was just so good. The way the heavenly fire enters Sebastian and it removes all form of evil from him. That Sebastian ends up turning into her good brother again, into Jonathan. And you just have this moment of yes! And then a moment of oh no, this is heartbreaking for Jocelyn, her son. Her real son is there in that moment, pure and good. And Clary, a brother that she could never have. And then we have the next bit where, hang on a second, we are in this demon realm, we are in Edom, how the fuck are we gonna get back to reality? How are we gonna create a portal? Because we can't create a portal. The only way we can do this is by talking to Magnus's dad. I really felt for Magnus in that moment that he was saying, okay, take my immortality. I have lived 400 years. I want to save my friends. This is how it has to be done. I actually thought that this was going to be a beautiful way for Magnus to pass in such a heroic way. But then you have my favorite character, Simon. He opens his mouth and you're like, boy, please shut your lips. No, 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 no. I had a moment where I freaked out thinking that he was going to just die, that this was going to be the end of Simon. Thank God it wasn't, but if anything, this felt worse. Simon says, no, take me instead. Free me from being a vampire. Take me instead. Take my immortality. Magnus's dad is like, oh yes, this sounds delicious. Let's do this instead. But let me take your immortality. I'll give you your heart back, but I'm also going to take all your memories too, so you don't remember anyone in this room and you go back to living a normal life. Of everything that happened in this book, this was the part that just broke me. I was sitting on my couch. I'll put a little clip in here for you. I was sitting on my couch, just shaking my head, saying, why Simon? Not Simon. Jordan, sure, okay, bye. Simon, really? So that ending was just absolutely heartbreaking. I love Simon so much. He's one of my favorite characters along with Magnus. These two characters who are like, take me, take me. I was there like, no, not Magnus, but you know what? It's heroic. It sounds brave, great. And then Simon, I'm like, no, go back to Magnus. I would prefer that. Isabel, she's in love with Simon, and that is so heartbreaking that he is not going to remember her and the love that they shared with each other, which is just so messed up. But I love the ending of this book. She doesn't give up this fight, nor does Magnus or Clary, where they go up to him and he's like, I have no idea who the fuck you guys are. They go up to him continuously trying to make him remember, just saying, you're my best friend. Magnus, he has his hero moment. Him and Isabel, they go up to Simon and say, there is this world and you used to be a part of it, but there is a way to come back into this world by making you a shadow hunter. And Simon's gonna be a shadow hunter. How sick is that? I love Simon, yes. And Simon, he's a musician. We see this sheet of paper where he names his band the Mortal Instruments. I loved that. I don't think there's anything else to talk about other than this book was just fantastic, and it really was a 10 out of 10 for me. It was one of my favorite books in the series. I loved it, and I'm just so glad that Simon, our beautiful Simon, my beautiful Simon, is okay. That's all that mattered for me, really. No. Can we just take a moment, because the cover, City of Heavenly Fire, is just so beautiful. And these ones are so beautiful too. I've got the Shadowhunters Codex and the Bane Chronicles. Cannot wait to read these next. I cannot believe that I actually don't own the Tales of the Shadowhunter Academy. I don't know why I don't own it, but I'm going to own it very soon because I want to read that next, and then I want to read the Shadowhunters Codex, and then the Bane Chronicles, and then the Dark Artificers series. I cannot wait. We just needed a moment at the end here to appreciate these beautiful covers that just glitter and glimmer and are just so beautiful. I am obsessed. They're all so beautiful. Yes! So excited, so excited. Cassandra Clare, she makes me so happy. Yes. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. This was so much fun. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment to let me know if there was anything that came up for you in this book that you really enjoyed. And yes, I can't wait for more. Cassandra Clare, you are the best. Okay, I will see you in my next video. As usual, bye! My voice is like kind of off today, so the bye, it ain't really working, so I'm sorry, bye.